and national level is very commendable and instrumental. I would like everyone to stand up and give him a round of applause. Melo Mike Patel. He didn't want to speak today. He wanted to give the spotlight to me. Next, I'd like to introduce my team of ambassadors who are the backbone for my term. I appreciate the time and effort you all have put to make our region and association better. Sunny Babu, Kinneri, Mayor, Nishanti, Alex, Mitu, and Ketan. Next, I'd like to recognize the past board of directors from our region. So if you can please stand as I call your name. Umbard Uncle.
Hold on, I thought we were in Texas. You know, we went to different cities. Is that the loudest that we could do for your fellow Texans? There you go. That's the Dallas, Texas I know. So first of all, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be your voice, your representatives. We are all here humbly as your elected officials when it comes to representing you. And Mirele, let's give him a big round of applause. He's your volunteer that works hard day in and day out. Fabulous job to you and your ambassadors. We always love coming to this event, and it's great to see how your local community can build leaders that represent the entire nation. That's a big hand to all of you. So everybody asks, what's going on in AHOA? Well, I'm happy to say we just finished a 2-day board meeting with a 360-page agenda, and we actually finished, I think, an hour and a half early. The entire board is here in Dallas, Texas, as your gracious hosts and our fellow advisor, Melo Patel, has invited us to conduct our board meeting. Can every board of director please stand so you can be recognized? Let's give them all a big round of applause. These folks spend countless hours away from their families, away from their businesses, to make sure that we can focus on you, our members. This association is not about your officers. It's not about your board of directors. This association is all about you, the members. In the last year and a half, we've gone through a renaissance. And this renaissance is gaining so much traction that we enjoy being here on a daily level. We've changed our focus. We've changed our vision. Under our past IPC, Melo Patel, I think you should just come here and stand with us. I'm tired of standing here. Come on, Mike. Mike, get up here. You're part of this team before they started this, so you need to join us on stage. Let's give a big round of applause. Through this renaissance, what AHOA has done is we've changed our culture. We changed our culture internally to say we're member-driven. We're here to service our members to make sure that they can do 3 things: make money, save money, and we help them protect their investments. Simple. Those 3 things is what our focus is. We're not worried about the facets that we used to deal with in the past, the areas that we used to concentrate in. A lot of it was a lot of white noise. But our true benefit is saying, our members speak loud. 12,500 members throughout the nation, 22,000 plus hotels, $135 billion in assets. How are your assets valued? What association out there is going to protect not just the value of your assets, but your life savings that you put into every single one of these small businesses that you took a risk in? Our members took a risk in. We are the fabric of America. We create jobs every day. We pay taxes. We support schools. Our facets, our facilities are here to help make sure that communities that we're in continue to succeed, to protect the American dream and to protect our freedoms. That's due to you, everybody in this room. You're taking the risks. And so as an association, we need to focus on how do we protect your bottom line. Every dollar that takes away from your profitability is a dollar that takes away from creating a new job somewhere else. And so we came up with these 3 terms, and these 3 terms under Meho Patel. And we wanted to make sure that we can actually now just focus on those aspects to make sure not only are your businesses running efficiently, but they're also profitable. And the more profit that you make in your business, the higher value that you get for your assets. We understand that there's a lot of impact that occurs to your businesses, whether it's government, whether it's the brands, whether it's external forces that you can't control. As a united voice of our 12,500 members throughout the nation, we can address those. However, we couldn't do it alone. And so one of our largest focuses this year has been on how do we create industry unity? You've heard in the past how we talked about building relationships and building bridges with associations like the American Hotel Lodging Association, with the USIBC, with the small business chambers. That's what we've done. Whether it's rules or laws that are impacting us when it comes to minimum wage, 1031 exchange. We're reaching out to coalition partners because as a group of small business entrepreneurs, we just don't have the number of votes that it takes. We really need to reach out to like-minded associations to make sure that our voice is louder and stronger and that we're heard. Because everything that happens, whether it's in DC or in Austin, Texas, affects your ability to do business in the future. And so that's what our goal has been. We've been very simple, easy, focused. Your entire board is dedicated to this mission. Your entire board takes time away from everything that they live around to ensure that we find new ways to help you to make money, to save money, and new ways to protect your investment. That's what our goal is. Now, a lot of you have heard a lot of the noise going on. That's all white noise. That white noise is here to take us away from our mission, and that's to provide you members with the benefits that you deserve. I want to assure you that on behalf of your officers, your staff, your board of directors, don't pay attention to the white noise. Pay attention to what the goals are. Help us drive those goals forward. Help them go to completion. Participate in programs. Participate in PAC. Become lifetime members. Show up at events. Thank our partners. That's what we need. This is a member-driven association. And we want to make sure that
we have brand new staff. We have upgraded the staff, I think, twofold or maybe even threefold at this point from where it was when we initially were. This last week, we passed the last year's membership mark, which was 12,500 plus. We're already over 12,700 members. The organization continues to grow. We are the voice of the industry. We are the only association of owners within the industry that actually is out there advocating on your behalf. Now, one of the things that we touched on is the coalition building that we began, again, about a year and a half ago. We have a strong relationship with AHNLA, CDW, USIBC, some of the names you saw in the video. But we also continue to build stronger relationships with the franchisors. Obviously, a majority of us are in the franchising business, so we understand that relationship and keeping the door open and keeping the communication open is one of the best ways to address issues when they occur. When issues occur, we're relying on you. Thank you. I'm going to hand over the mic to you, please.
Thank you, Jimmy. So first of all, it's great to be back home. Sometimes, even though I live here, I forget where I live. My wife always tells me, don't forget to say it's great to be back home. So I'm here saying that. You know, we travel across the country and we're telling AHOA members like yourself everything that AHOA is doing. And this room is full of a lot of past leadership in AHOA, current leadership in AHOA, and future leadership in AHOA. And I'm actually proud to tell you the great growth that our chairman has alluded to, our vice chairman has alluded to, in the last 25 years for this great association. One part of that growth has been in government affairs and our government affairs department of AHOA. And that the purpose of this government affairs department is to protect your investments. And that's the sole mission. And we do that because our reach today is greater than ever. We're able to reach more legislators, more regulators, more policymakers, more committee members of our government. And we're able to do that through a multifaceted approach. And, you know, 10 years ago, it would just be a dream in a strategic planning meeting of AHOA to have what we have today. So I'm very grateful to say that today's AHOA, it has a further reach. Now, how do we do this? We do that through our permanent AHOA office that's fully staffed in Washington, D.C., making daily relationships with the folks that are making the laws of our country. We do that with our ambassadors across this nation who come twice a year to Washington, D.C. With the delegations that we host there, so we can meet and sometimes even educate our legislators on the laws that are affecting us. We do that with our members like yourself, becoming active by getting out there and voting in November, voting in your state races, in your mayoral races, coming and involving yourself in the call to action initiatives that AHOA presents through email, where you may need to write your congressman on issues that are affecting our daily businesses. But we also do that with one other very important thing that I'm here to actually plug to you today, and that's joining the AHOA PAC Fund. That PAC Fund is a political action committee that AHOA formed many years ago. It's been growing. It's a fund that's being used to pool our money together so we can legally...
Here in Texas, though it's been proposed in Washington, D.C. for national law, is this notion of what some call a living wage. Well, your AHOA brethren out in California and in Washington and Oregon are having to deal with this. And I want to tell you real quickly about what's happening in Seattle, because it's spreading everywhere. They passed a so-called minimum wage of $15 an hour. That was bad. The second thing they did is they decided that that $15 an hour minimum wage needed to be tied to an annual inflation rate. So instead of choosing what most would consider CPI as a normal inflation rate, they decided to choose a special inflation rate, and I'm familiar with this, I researched it many years ago, that is tied to the annual increase in state and local employees' wages, which averages somewhere between 3 and 4% a year. So if you take that, you do the compounding interest, and you start today at $15 an hour, in 20 years, the minimum wage, so your lowest paid employee in Seattle will make $33 an hour. Now, I'm not exactly sure how these people in Seattle think you're going to run a business when your lowest paid employee makes $33 an hour, but as you know in this room, it's going to be virtually impossible. Well, that is spreading. There are about 15 cities in California that are now dealing with that. So we have decided that this is one of the issues where we've got to get the message out about how this simple rule of economics works. Recently, we joined with a national organization called the Job Creators Network, and it was started by a gentleman that most people probably know in here, at least you know his product and his business. His name is Bernie Marcus, and he started the Home Depot. And he has gathered some of the top business minds in the country to come together in this organization called the Job Creators Network. One of those gentlemen is Mike Levin, who is one of the co-founders of AHOA. He asked us to become part of it. And their message is simple. They want to help us, along with themselves, educate lawmakers and policymakers on simple things like the minimum wage. And they've created a video which we're going to play here real quick.
Politicians in Congress and several states are talking about informationstation.org.
So this is just one example of associations or coalitions that we build to fight for the issues that matter to you. Now, I will say, we travel to, as the gentleman indicated, a lot of states, a lot of cities. You happen to be residing in one of the best cities and the best states to do business, Dallas and the state of Texas. So honestly, we don't have too many problems here. But in other places, we were in California last week, and I'm looking at my friend SP from Northern California. They don't really get it. They don't seem to be friendly towards business. So we have these challenges elsewhere. So as a collective AHOA, we're working on issues like this, we're working on labor issues everywhere, we're working on issues like the 1031 exchange and other things on your behalf. And I want to thank these gentlemen for recognizing that the importance of AHOA having a seat at the table when decisions are being made are that's a critical matter to all AHOA members across the country. And I thank them for making the investment, but most importantly, I thank you for being involved to make all this happen. So I appreciate my time here, and let's have a wonderful rest of this meeting.
So before our regional today, I set a goal for $5,500 to be raised today. I think it's manageable. Right now, we're second in the region, second in the country, sorry. Our region is second in the country. We're behind the Central Midwest. As of right now, today currently, we raised $2,998. So we're about $2,500 short. First, I'd like to recognize the people who donated to the PAC today. Vimo Raga, $365. Alex Patel, $365. Kinnari Patel, $365. Danny Kalyanji, $365. Urban Patel, $365. Nirav Patel, 101. Shashikant Patel, 101. Anjali Patel, 101. Samir Patel, 101. Nisha Patel, 101. Mitul Ratan, 101. Bipin Patel, 101. Manubhai Patel, 101. Vimal Kansara, 101. So, our ambassadors are going to be around the room right now. Thank you again, appreciate it. Now I'd like to...
Big round of applause for all those folks that donated right now. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Now I'd like to introduce our Secretary of
Thank you. You're doing a great job in raising the pack here. All your members are engaged, and I see that they care about the regional and the pack. So, again, benefits. As you know, our whole foundation is based on 4 pillars. Advocacy, which includes CHIP, and you guys just donated to the PAC fund. So, advocacy is educational and professional development and products and services. So, educational, professional. Can I get everybody's attention, please? So on educational and professional development, I just want to talk to you a few things that we've done this year. As you know, we have the CHO class. We're also offering the CHO class online, and we're coming out with a second level of CHO, so look out for that. The other thing that we've done are 2 vice presidents. One of Vice President of Fair Franchising is doing webinars on franchising issues. So I urge all of you will help your businesses. The other thing I want to talk to you about is products and services. There's a reason why we bring in trade shows here. You had one of the largest trade shows in this region. You had over 95 vendors here. That's excellent. There's a reason why we try to bring that to you, because it's a benefit. Make money and protect your investment. So I urge all of you to go online. We have over 450 allied members, and we have over 50 founding vendor partners. Just like Chase, Pepsi, HBO, Sam's Club, Ecolab. I urge all of you to go and look them up and see how you can do business with them, because they're only here to save you money, make you money, and protect your investment. So,
and I'll be 2 S's to me. I'll be short and I'll be seated. I know we have some dignitaries, we have state senators, representatives, and councilmen here that want to address the AHOA membership. So I just want, and so I appreciate that. And as you hear from the officers about building up the staff, yes, we have close to 30 staff members. Those staff members are there to serve you, whether it's government affairs, and it doesn't have to be in Washington, D.C. It can be on the local level. So Chip Rogers serves that role, in that role. Lester Adams, as the Vice President of Franchise Relations. Out of those 20,000 hotels, 2/3 of those hotels are franchise hotels. So we need to be there for you as an AHOA, as an organization. So it's not just 30 people. We're here to serve you. Lester Adams comes with great reputation from Intercontinental Hotels Group. If you listen to his seminars, his webinars on how to prepare for an impact study, etc., there's a wealth of information. So all I can say is, we're here for you. Take advantage of us. We're here to serve you. With that, I thank you very much for your patience in listening to all.
Continue to give the same support and to Biren. He's a great rising leader from this region, doing a fantastic job. But let's give a round of applause to all our officers. Every year when a new chairman comes with the officer group, they have a great goals, a great reason to put for this association to make sure we continue to move forward with the association. And every year they bring a great program, new resource that can make you money, save you money, protect your investment. So 2 of our officers, our chairman and vice chairman, are leaving. They have flights. So I just wanted to thank you for all your hard work, and thank you for continuing to serve our great association. So thank you to all of you.
Let me just do thank you, Rahul. Just a quick thank you to our sponsors, Wyndham Hotel Group, Brady, who's always with us, been with us for a long time. Thank you, Brady in the back.
All right, guys. So, wow, a lot of feedback here. Hold the mic on this side. I want to thank, we have some elected officials and dignitaries here that want to come speak to us. I want to thank them for their patience. You know, again, I get to give this speech in so many states, But I was very serious when I said earlier, the state of Texas, as you well know, is an incredible place to do business. As a Georgian, it pains me to say that Texas is even easier to do business than Georgia. But it's because of the work of these gentlemen that are going to come speak to us here in just a moment that allow this state to flourish the way it does. I remember there was a statistic that was quoted in the last presidential campaign where they said the state of Texas created more jobs than the rest of the country combined. That's pretty phenomenal. So first up, I'm going to introduce the senator. Since I was in the Senate, he gets to go first, right? It's just the way it works. He'll appreciate that. Senator Kelly Hancock was first elected to the Texas Senate in 2012. He represents Senate District 9, which I believe is very close to where we're standing right now. Numerous organizations such as Texas Conservative Coalition, the National Coalition for Capital, and the Texas Conservative Roundtable, and they've all acknowledged Senator Hancock for his efforts in promoting fiscal responsibility and conservative values. He has been recognized as a courageous conservative, a champion of small business, and a Lone Star conservative leader. He is a graduate of the wonderful Baylor University. I saw him on TV the other night. They apparently have a pretty good football team. With a BA in Business Administration, and he possesses an extensive business background and has worked at Advanced Chemical